We all have an idea in our heads that YouTubers are rich because they're famous, right? We see them a lot. But how much money do YouTubers make? And where does that money come from? Some YouTubers made way more than I thought, and others made surprisingly less. Millions and millions of people watch the 4 YouTubers I'm going to talk about today, but how much do they make? The 4 YouTubers that we're going to talk about today are Max Fosh, Graham Stephan, Moist Critical, and Mr. Beast. We're going to find out how much each of these YouTubers make from YouTube videos. Starting with Max Fosh. So Max Fosh makes these viral videos that are often loopholes and gags, and they're always very interesting. I love Max Fosh's videos. But something that I found particularly interesting about the money that he makes is that only 15% of his money comes from YouTube directly. So on YouTube, you see those pre-roll ads, right? And YouTubers get paid 50% of what the advertisers are paying to YouTube. And for Max, he's only making 15% of his income from those pre-roll ads. Max states that his CPM is $3. Now, what is a CPM? A CPM is the amount that YouTube pays for every 1,000 views. So for every 1,000 views that Max gets on his YouTube channel, he gets $3 in his pocket. And in 2025, I'm projecting that Max will get around 37 million views. And that adds up to a total of $111,000, and that's kind of a hard number to say. $111,150. But thinking about this 15%, so what is his income for the year? So my estimate is $741,000. But you have to keep in mind, right? Max is a very complex YouTube channel. He's paying for editors and people to film him, and he's paying for people to make thumbnails. And I'm not sure exactly which parts of those he does himself and which parts he outsources. But with how high quality his videos are, I imagine a lot of it is done with help from others. Next on our list is Graham Stephan. So Graham made a video in 2019 giving a lot of details about how much money he makes from his businesses. And I'm going to focus on YouTube. From his main channel in 2019, he made $1.1 million, a little over that. For his second channel, he made $170,000. So in 2019, he made a total of $1.3 million from his YouTube channel. So at the time in 2019, his podcast was very, very small. It did not have a lot of viewers. But now, the Graham Stephan podcast, the Iced Coffee Hour, gets millions of views. So as we go through this, notice how much money he makes from just the podcast. So accounting for inflation and the number of views that Graham gets in 2025, I'm estimating that on his main channel, he's going to make $6.1 million. His second channel, he doesn't really upload on anymore. So I'm only estimating $14,000 from that channel. But then get this, from the podcast channel, he's making over $7 million. Now, granted, he's splitting that with his co-host and he has editors and things like that, but compared to $7.2 million, the costs are so low. My estimate for Graham in 2025 is $13.3 million, but that's not factoring in the expenses. That was the second time I forgot a zero. It's fixed now. There are now the correct amount of zeros, so you don't have to comment about that mistake. But if you do go down there, make sure to subscribe. Next up is Mr. Beast. Wow. Mr. Beast, you've all heard of him. He's one of the largest YouTubers, definitely gets some of the most views on the platform. And Mr. Beast has not shared a lot of details on how much he makes from YouTube. The most that I could get was from a short that I'm going to show part of between Graham Stephan and Mr. Beast, and he showed him his French revenue and his Spanish revenue. So he got $63,000 from 26 million views from his French language channel. And then an additional $96,000 from 157 million views on his Spanish speaking channel. So that comes up to a CPM of $2.42 for French and only 61 cents for Spanish viewers. Now, Mr. Beast has viewers from all over the world, ranging from every continent, all income levels. So in a place like India, for example, the CPM is around like a cent. And so for viewers in that country, when they watch a Mr. Beast video, he's not getting nearly as much as if an American were watching his video. So my estimate for his CPM is around $2. And with that in mind, I'm estimating that Mr. Beast is going to make $14 million in 2025 just from YouTube ads. Moist Critical just released a video that went ultra viral talking about how much money he's made throughout his career. He has 17 million subscribers on YouTube and over 12.2 billion views. And if you add in his Twitch revenue, so from subscriptions and ads running on Twitch, and then the YouTube AdSense and memberships and things like that, Moist Critical made $43 million and I'm skipping 283,000, like that's nothing. $43,283,000 in his career. So to estimate that for 2025, I'm estimating he's going to bring in around $10 million this year. Just insane. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Some last notes. Mr. Beast and Graham Stephan, I only accounted for ad revenue. So the money that we were talking about for Mr. Beast, $14 million is a very, very low estimate. He made a lot of money from like his Amazon show, but then spent all of that on the show. He invests a lot of the money that he makes back into the company. He lives in a house that's less than $1 million. And for people in California, that's like unheard of, right? He doesn't live in California, but just as an example. And for Graham, $13 million, he has a very high CPM because he talks about business and finance, and he has a very American audience. So the Americans have the highest CPM usually, and the finance sector has the highest CPM as well. So he's the super pinnacle of making the most amount of money per view. And he also has advertisers, right? On his podcast and on his regular videos, he'll do ad reads in the middle of the video. So he's getting extra money on top of this. So going back to the chart I have here, this is probably a pretty typical YouTube breakdown. If you do all of the work that you can to make money as a creator, you have lots of other streams of income. You have merch, you have ad reads, you have public appearances, you have subscriptions and Patreons and all of these things. So this is only a small slice of what these creators could be making or do make. In the case of Moist Critical, right, this money is just from advertising because he's recently talked about how he feels bad taking people's money at this point. He's made so much money that he doesn't feel like it's right for him to ask people to subscribe to his Twitch channel anymore. If you make $60,000 a year, around the median household income of the US, you shouldn't be giving him your money if you think about it. And I just want to remind you all that these are just estimates. Except for Charlie's Moist Critical, we know his numbers. He talks about them in the video. He shows the proof to demonstrate that this is how much he's made. The rest of these are just estimates. Mr. Beast definitely makes more money than this, but he also spends a lot. Mr. Beast has very high costs for his videos. He'll spend millions of dollars on a single video and then throw it away if he doesn't think it's good enough to go up on the channel. But he also has things like Feastables, right? That makes a lot of money as well. Graham Stephan, he owns businesses, right? So these guys have other sources of revenue, and these are low estimates, right? The numbers I'm giving you are basically the minimum. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If I could reach that goal, that would be so awesome. See you guys next time.